It's the 31st of August today, so we're well and truly on our way into autumn. I'm in the greenhouse today. As you can see, it's a bit of a jungle. So I'm going to get some pruning done in here, and there's lots of harvesting and picking and all kinds of things that I need to be doing today. So we'll have a look around and I'll do a few jobs along the way. I'm going to start up at this end of the greenhouse. You can see there's a few seedlings up there that I really have to go out today. They've been in here too long, they're going really leggy, but that's all right. See, the pepper plants are starting to do very well now at this stage. I've got some nice flowers on them, and even a pepper. That's a sweet Roberta pepper. My aubergines have plenty of flowers, and the plants smell like aubergine, but no aubergines as yet. Pepper plant here fallen over, but it's got plenty of flowers on it, which is what I like to see. The tomatoes are doing really well, because they're everywhere. And the ones down here, there's loads of them. Don't know if you can see over there. So we might be having some tomato soup today. And then of course the cucumbers and the melons are doing really well as well. I think I have 2 melons, but they're both about tennis ball size, and then the cucumbers, you've got a couple of those every couple of days. So I'll get some pruning done in here now, I think. Yeah, that's looking a little bit better. I'm gonna pick some of these tomatoes now. Now, my topsoil has turned into a kind of a wildflower garden of its own volition, but I'm okay with that. Right, we'll head out to the garden now. My tomatoes are in the oven for my lunch to make my soup. We'll have a look around here. So, the leeks are flying. I have them mulched with some grass clippings, which is kind of working. Some of them there's some weeds have poked back up, like the little dandelion in there, so I'll have a quick whip round later on and pull some of them out. Then at my borlotti beans are starting to look like beans. Aren't they lovely? And then we've got my squashes over here. These are the Crown Prince ones. We've got a few nice little ones in there. I'm not sure when these are ready to harvest. Like, they look ready, but who knows? Same with the delicata. There's a few of them in there. They're starting to look ready now because they've got their stripes. There's my... Look at the height of those now. They're way taller than me. They're the Jerusalem artichokes. So they have a while to go yet. They've stood up to the storms remarkably well. I can't believe how well they've stood up to the storms. I hope they taste nice because they're fun to grow. So we shall see. Carrot and parsnip bed. Going like the clappers, which is really, really good. I need a carrot for my soup, so maybe I'll pull one out and see how they're doing. You can see over there my broad beans and my peas. They're done now at this stage, so we're pulling them out. Got some visitors over there. Hi guys! Wondering what I'm doing. It's a gorgeous day today. There's a lovely thistle growing in amongst all the carrots. Here I had put in a few more beetroot, so they seem to be doing quite well. And then this bed, I've got my kale, my winter kale, and I have put a few seedlings in down here, but we went away for a couple of days and they seem to have been eaten by something. I'm going to pull those onions now, and yeah, then we'll carry on having a look around. Now, I am very, very happy with those. Considering how bad the other ones were, the other colours. They're amazing. I mean, some of the size to some of those. Like, look at that. That is a big onion. So, they'll all go into the greenhouse to dry. I know a lot of people leave them like that to dry, but we don't have the weather for that here. It's gonna rain. It's been raining. It will rain again. So, yeah. They'll go into the greenhouse to dry, and then I'll string them and keep them for the winter. So, we can move on. There's a lovely cabbage white butterfly landing on my broccoli. Go away. Yeah, they've obviously gone to seed, but I have allowed that on purpose. I want to save some seed from those broccoli, probably from microgreens, as opposed to grow proper broccoli from them. They're an F1, so I wouldn't get the same broccoli from them, but they should be fine to grow some microgreens. I've got a bit of cauliflower in there and some little caterpillars. Oh Lord, they're everywhere. But I don't have them covered, so what do you expect? All the ones in the cages, all the ones in the cages don't have any damage from caterpillars, so that's good. That cabbage is doing quite nicely over there. That seems to have escaped the wrath of the butterflies. My Brussels sprouts are doing fine. It seems even cabbage white butterflies don't like curly kale, because they haven't been touched. But I'm going to try making crisps out of those. That should be interesting. The oca, looking a bit tired now. I hope they last until the first frost. You can't really pick them until you've had a first frost, because the tubers don't start to swell until that point. So hopefully it works. My cheeky curry squashes, they're doing really nice. I might pick a few of them now. My scarecrow is looking a bit drunk there. That took a bit of a battering in one of the storms, obviously. But the peas there behind, I'm going to pick whatever I can, which will be used for seed for next year. And the same with the beans, and then I'll pull them out. Okay, I've pulled a lot of them out. There's quite a lot of peas on them, thankfully, which means I'll have lots of seed for next year. So I'll go through that after I've had my lunch. I've just pulled out a couple of carrots to go in my soup, and I'll be back in a while. Yeah, so I'm back for my lunch. It was delicious. And I've pulled out all the peas, and these are down here. As you can see over here, I've plenty for seed for next year. And I'm currently just pulling out these beans here. And the same, just pulling off anything that's on them kind of to eat next year, or to have for seed next year. I'm not too fussy about how much of the roots come out. In fact, I'm actually quite happy for the roots to stay in, because I don't know if you can see these nodules. They are actually nitrogen fixing nodules, so they pull nitrogen out of the air and put it into the soil. So I'm quite happy for them to stay in there, and you'll actually see that I'm knocking off as many of them as I can and leaving them in there to rot down. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Plenty of peas and beans. I think I'm going to harvest these beans over here as well. It's the purple teepee French beans. They're definitely ready too. That will be the second cropping off them. I don't see any more flowers, so I might pull the whole plants out. My cabbage bed are all doing really, really well. I've got some cauliflower in here. They're meh at best. I'll pick them probably tomorrow or the next day. I mean, they're fine for like soup or something, but they're all a bit spread out. I don't really know what I could have done. There's a couple of spring cabbage seedlings in there, and then these big whoppers down here. They're flying. I mean, they're enjoying the mediocre weather. Hello, my lovelies. Hello. This is another bed of seedlings that I put in when I was doing the filling in the gaps video. They're starting to get nicely established now, so I'm not too worried about those. They should do okay. We've got some chard, some pak choi, fennel, that kind of thing in there. So hopefully some of that will be ready before the winter. I'm just looking at these ochre flowers and they're actually really, really pretty. They're quite an ornamental plant. Again, I hope they taste nice because I quite enjoy growing them. Yeah, we'll find out come winter time. There's some Swedes growing in there. Oh my goodness! Check them out! Oh my days. I'm gonna have to do something about those, I think. Oh. The actual turnips themselves are alright underneath. And then in amongst the other Crown Prince squash, you can see these are celery. So they're doing quite well. They enjoy a bit of shade, so they don't mind being crowded by the squash. I still can't get over the amount of caterpillars on that. Okay, little dudes, these are going to the compost bin. As you can see by the caterpillars, there's things I need to do differently next year. Better netting, more netting. I mean, it's done fine for this year, but yeah, I'd prefer it to be a bit stronger, a bit better next year. But that's the great thing about gardening, is I have so many things that I want to do differently next year. I've bought myself a notebook and I've written down all the things that I want to do the same, all the varieties of seeds that have done really well or not. And yeah, come the end of the year, come the end of the season, I'm going to have a look back through all of that, and I'll have lots of things to do differently next year. So that's one of the good things about the vegetable garden, is that you've always something to learn and you've always something that you can do differently, so it never gets boring. Oh, look what I just found. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's a strange time of year. You're happy because there's so much to harvest, but there's also a little bit of kind of regret, I suppose, that it's all kind of wrapping up now for the year, and you can really feel autumn starting to kick in. I'm going to do my best to keep it productive and keep it going throughout the winter, insofar as I can, and in the greenhouse as well. But there's only so much you can do, so yeah, I'm happy. It's great for first year, especially considering it only started in April, and mid-April at that. So I am very pleased with it. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and maybe think about subscribing. Bye!